Hi. Hey everyone. How you guys been? I've been gone again, whatever. But yeah, today we're talking about power scaling and ASMR style. No, not really. Everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ajoni and today we're going to talk about power scaling in anime. And I guess let's get into it. I haven't filmed in so long, I forgot how to do this, so we're gonna just start. What am I supposed to say? If you like this kind of content and you want to see more, hit the like button so I know that you like it, so I'll make more, and subscribe so you see my future uploads. We're going to start with what's power scaling. And power scaling involves, ranking a character's powers or strength against another character on a scale to see who's stronger, and that's just the gist of it. So the whole point is you have characters A and B, and like it's canon that character A is stronger than character B, so you expect them to win the fights at all times. And when you introduce like character C, who is said to be weaker than character B, it's impossible for them to beat character A, because if they can't beat B, they can't beat A because B cannot beat A. Or there are instances where character B would do something like lift a truck or destroy buildings or, stuff like that, or just really great acts of power. And you would know without seeing it that character A can do that as well, because it's been known on the power scale that character A is stronger than character B. And then we have character C who just can't do that stuff because they're not as strong. A lot of these examples are from r/Dragon Ball on Reddit. I had a very good trip down that Reddit. I don't know what it's called while writing this script, so it was very interesting. So a lot of the examples will be from that. The whole point of the power scale is to let us know how the characters relate to each other and who's gonna win in a fight and who's gonna lose in a fight. But the thing is, that becomes very predictable when your power scale is set and you ignore your weaker characters. You'd have your strongest character, which is Goku. This is where we get the can he beat Goku though conversation from, right? Can he beat Goku though? Like, number one, yes, Sailor Moon could beat Goku, and I don't care, like, Joe could beat Goku. Could he actually? I'm very curious about that. I'm pretty sure somebody's probably made a video about it, but like, can Gojo beat Goku though? Anyways, moving on. Their powers aren't even the same thing. You know that Frieza in the Frieza saga is much stronger than Goku. And if Frieza is stronger than Goku, Krillin couldn't beat Frieza because Krillin isn't stronger than Goku. You get what I'm saying, right? If there's a fight between Krillin and Frieza, Krillin is supposed to lose, because if he can't beat Goku, he cannot beat Frieza. That's how it's supposed to work, Right? We see character growth through the story, because when Trunks is introduced into the Frieza saga, he beats Frieza, but he loses to Goku. So from that fight, you would imply that Goku can beat Frieza now at this point, after things have moving on from the first point where he couldn't beat Frieza. Now he can, because Trunks beat Frieza and Goku beat Trunks. So if he's stronger than Trunks, who won the fight against Frieza, he can definitely win the fight against Frieza as well. So with power scaling in most anime, how it works is who have the bigger power level, them win. It might be a numerical power level like they have in Seven Deadly Sins, or it's just like you just know that they're stronger because of the feats of strength that they show and stuff like that. Or they might have a ranking system. Like, when you have that kind of device in your story where the person with the bigger power level wins, you fight them kind of boring, you fight them predictable, your fights are predictable, you know what's going to happen, unless your weaker character pulls out some random magic object, or they pull out this random move that nobody's ever heard about before is something they only knew or they learned from a master in a dream or they found it underneath them bed. It's just something so random you never see. Or I have this secret move that I told nobody about, that nobody in this world has ever heard about, and I'm going to use it to beat you even though I am weaker than you. Like, I am significantly weaker than you and I deserve to lose, but I have this secret move because I am the because I am the main character and this is my world, so I'm going to win this fight even if you are way stronger than me. So like, you know, they pull that out, and that's like interesting the first 1 or 2 times. The third time it come around, it's just like, so why this character can't get stronger? Why they need to always rely on tricks up them sleeve, magical item. I'm so sorry if you hear crying in the background. I'm so sorry if you hear noise in the background. I can't control that. Those are my neighbors. Right? And you don't know, like, when you start to film, everybody, dog want bark, Pitney want ball, them want play music, somebody want talk to you. Yeah. So anyways, you have the weaker characters pulling out these random stunts that you've never heard about before to win the fights. And yeah, while it's interesting at first, you're just like, so why them can't just like get beat up and grow from it? Like, some of these characters deserve to lose so them understand, so this is not their world that people just live in. I mean, like, yeah, it's written like that, but like Shinra, and I've only watched season 1 of Fire Force, but Shinra from Fire Force, he needed to lose. And like when they put Shinra against people who have been, you know, firefighters for years. Remember, Shinra just graduated from the whatever school. Shinra just graduated. He has been in service for less than a year, and you put Shinra against people that have been in service for years, and he wins. Like, yeah, he has the Adola burst and he has all these this like stuff that make him special, but he has no technique and no experience. And that's where I find a problem with power scaling, is that in a lot of cases it does not account for technique and experience, which are very important things in a fight. Yeah, you have raw talent, but there's only you have raw talent, but there's only so much you can do with that. Why the fights do not take into account technique and experience? That's what I want to know, you know, when it comes to stuff like when it comes to stuff like Fire Force from season 1, right? I haven't watched season 2 yet, but from season 1, I want to know like why it don't take in technique and experience. Like, I think the only instance I can remember where they took in technique is when they met Benny. Right, I think that's the only time they took in experience. They took into account technique and experience, and I'm just like, and my other bone to pick with Fire Force is why the cat girl, Lucky Lechery girl, what's her name? See, I don't even remember her name. Like, why is she so useless? Why is she useless? Didn't she go to the same school as King Arthur and Shinra? Why Tanaka, right? Why is Tanaka so useless? Didn't she go to the same school as them? I would love to see if she had use and she wasn't there for just fan service. I don't like that. I hate that. That's also one reason why it was so hard for me to watch, because, okay, this is not the point. This is not the point. I'm rambling. But yeah, I think Shinra deserves to get his ass beat. And maybe he does in season 2. If he does, let me know and I'll watch it. But yeah, a lot of these characters, also the weaker characters, just deserve to get them ass. Ooh, you can't curse on YouTube. They deserve to lose. They deserve to lose because they need to understand themselves, and they need to understand that I think a lot of the stories don't take into account that the characters need to go through some form of arc that makes sense. Arc is always some stuff like them parents dying. It's like, can we get some growth? Can we get like complete breakdown? What I like to see, my favorite thing to see, is when the main character completely breaks down because everything they stood for, everything they believed in was like wrong or shaky, and it just don't mean nothing to anybody but them, and they realize that they cannot operate like that, so they have to grow from it and move on. You don't always see that especially in like shonen, because you know it's for younger audiences. Another limitation of power scaling is that you constantly have to be escalating the situations. There's not really like a cap on the situations, and in terms of like Dragon Ball Z lingo, like you have to meet a continent buster with a planet buster, and then like a planet buster with a solar system buster. So like the fights are just big and grand and getting bigger and grander. And while we do like to see that if the animation is right, because if the animation sucks, I don't want to watch it, right? It neglects weaker characters, because what's the point of them being in the show anymore? The whole point of them being in the show is probably to show the whole point of them in the anime is them being weak, being side characters. They can't even help in a fight. They're no threat against anybody in this show, and them just not why you do them like that? Why you give them why you draw them? Why you conjure them up if you're not going to give them a plot? They can never be as strong as the main character, obviously. I'm not saying that they should be as strong as the main character, but I'm saying they should always be able to hold their own in a fight, because when you cap off these weaker characters, you do not allow them to have growth or their own form of arcs. You kind of just have them as useless characters. The story just isn't as well rounded as it could have been. And you just have the one overpowered main character, and then you have the other characters that are just there that never got any growth from they introduce the power scaling. They're like, oh, this is their limit, and them hit it and them can't surpass it. It's just sad. It's sad, and it takes away from the story. Every character in an action anime should be able to hold their own in a fight. They should be able to defend themselves. They shouldn't always need a rescuing. And I know we set up the whole plot to make the main character look the strongest and the best, but I just want to see more well-rounded stories and more well-rounded characters. And you know, I want more than one star. I want to appreciate every character for their strengths, and also I don't understand why the villain has to lose every single time. You tell me that the villain trained for 35 years and they're going to lose to a 17-year-old who trained for like 2 minutes. I don't like that. That brings us to the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button so I know that you like it, so I'll make more. Subscribe so you don't miss future uploads, hit the notification bell, and see you in my next video. Bye.